Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Old Coins PK. Today, we're stepping back into history to the year 1935, when America was struggling to rise from the ashes of the Great Depression. In the midst of hardship and hope, the United States Mint created something truly extraordinary, the 1935 one dime, a coin so small in size yet so powerful in meaning. This dime, made of pure silver, carried not just monetary value, but a message of freedom, resilience, and strength. Today, we're diving deep into the mysterious world of one of America's most elegant and historical coins, the 1935 one dime, also known as the Mercury Dime. This isn't just a small silver coin, it's a piece of American history that has survived the Great Depression, witnessed economic recovery, and now stands as a shining treasure for collectors around the world. So get ready, because what you're about to hear isn't just about metal, it's about meaning, legacy, and value that goes far beyond money. Historical story, 046 to 3 o'clock. The year was 1935, a time when America was still struggling to recover from the Great Depression. Factories were silent, jobs were scarce, and hope was fading. But amid this darkness, the U.S. Mint continued to produce coins, symbols of endurance and faith in a better tomorrow. The Mercury Dime, designed by the brilliant sculptor Adolph A. Weinman, carried the image of liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought. People often mistook her for the Roman god Mercury, and that's how the coin got its nickname, the Mercury Dime. Each 1935 dime was struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, weighing 2.5 grams. Its small, shining body carried enormous value, not just financially, but emotionally, for a nation rebuilding itself. Every coin passed through the hands of workers, soldiers, and mothers who prayed for a brighter future. Details and mint marks, 3:01 to 5 o'clock. The 1935 one dime was minted in two locations. Philadelphia, no mint mark. Denver, D mint mark. The Philadelphia dime is more common, but the 1935 D dime is highly prized by collectors for its lower mintage. Look carefully on the reverse side, right next to the bottom of the torch. The tiny D can make a huge difference in its value. These coins feature the iconic fasces and olive branch design, representing unity, strength, and peace. Every small line and curve on the dime was hand-sculpted with passion, making it one of the most admired designs in U.S. coinage history. Value and rarity, 5:01 to 7 o'clock. Now, let's talk about what makes this dime truly special, its value. A 1935 dime in average circulated condition is worth $3 to $5, mostly for its silver content. But if you have one in uncirculated or mint state condition, its price can skyrocket to $50, $150, or even $300, depending on the grade. The 1935D version is more valuable. A coin in MS65 condition can reach up to $700 or more in auctions. And if you're lucky enough to have a full bands variety, where the lines on the two RCH are fully visible, its value can exceed $1,000. Collectors love these coins not only for their beauty but also for their story, each one a silent witness to a turning point in American history. Rare errors and investment, 7:01 to 8 o'clock. Some rare 1935 dime errors can make your coin even more valuable, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or weakly struck reverses. Always examine your coin under bright light and a magnifying glass. One small error could turn an ordinary dime into a rare gem worth hundreds of dollars. Because it's made of real silver, the 1935 dime also has bullion value, making it a great long-term investment piece for numismatists and collectors. Closing story, 8:01 to 8:50. So the next time you come across a small silver dime from 1935, don't underestimate it. It's not just 10 cents, it's a piece of a nation's heart. A reminder that even in the hardest times, value can be created from perseverance and artistry. If you love learning about old and rare coins, don't forget to subscribe to Coins Old World PK for more incredible stories from the world of numismatics. Because every coin has a story, and this one, the 1935 Mercury Dime, is one of America's finest. Imagine holding a tiny silver coin in your hand, a coin that has witnessed World War I, the Great Depression, and the rise of modern America. The 1917 one dime from the United States is not just a piece of metal, it's a piece of living history. A symbol of courage, sacrifice, and transformation. From the trenches of war to the streets of New York City, this coin carries stories untold for over a century. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1917 Mercury dime, one of the most admired coins in American numismatic history. Stay with me till the end, because you'll learn how a coin worth just 10 cents could be valued today at hundreds, even thousands of dollars, depending on its hidden marks and condition. Historical background: 1917 and the Mercury dime story. The year was 1917. The United States had just entered World War I. Factories were roaring, soldiers were marching, and America was changing forever. During this era, the U.S. Mint released a coin that reflected hope, liberty, and the strength of a nation, the Mercury dime, officially known as the Winged Liberty Head dime. The coin was designed by Adolph A. Weinman, one of the greatest sculptors of his time. The obverse shows a young liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought, but people often mistook her for the Roman god Mercury, giving the coin its famous nickname, the Mercury dime. The reverse side of the coin features a fasces, a bundle of rods tied around an axe, representing unity and strength, surrounded by an olive branch, symbolizing peace. A perfect balance between war and harmony, strength and hope. Mint marks and rarity details. Now, the 1917 Mercury dime was minted in 3 U.S. mint locations. Philadelphia, no mint mark. Denver, D mint mark. San Francisco, S mint mark. The mint mark can be found on the reverse side, near the bottom to the left of the fasces. The Philadelphia Mint produced the largest number, around 55 million coins. The Denver Mint struck around 9.9 million, and the San Francisco Mint made 27 million pieces. However, what makes some of these dimes incredibly valuable are errors, rare mint conditions, and high grades. For example, a 1917 Mercury dime in mint state, MS65 or higher, can sell for over $1,500, and in perfect MS67 condition, it could fetch more than $5,000 at auction. Even the 1917 D version, if well preserved with full split bands on the reverse, showing complete line details on the fasces, can easily cross $3,000 to $6,000 depending on its shine and strike. Composition and design details. Each 1917 Mercury dime was struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, weighing 2.5 grams. That means even for its metal content, it holds value, but its numismatic worth is far higher than the silver price itself. Collectors admire this coin for its artistic beauty and symbolic design. It's often called one of the most beautiful coins ever minted in the United States. Collectors' value and grading information. Let's talk about value by condition. Good, G4, condition, around $2 to $4. Fine, F12, condition, around $8 to $12. Extremely fine, XF40, condition, $25 to $40. Uncirculated, MS60, MS65, $150 to $1,000 plus. Proof-like or high-grade specimens, MS67, MS68, $4,000 to $7,000 plus. But if your coin has a full band strike, meaning the lines on the fasces are sharp and unbroken, its price can double or even triple instantly in the collector's market. Interesting facts and rare varieties. Some 1917 Mercury dimes also show minor die cracks, double die obverse, or off-center strikes, which make them extremely valuable to error collectors. In coin shows and auctions, such varieties often become the stars of the event. It's also fascinating that many of these dimes were melted during World War II to extract silver, making well-preserved survivors even rarer today. Ending message, powerful conclusion. So the next time you see a small silver dime from 1917, remember, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding a century of American history, art, and spirit. From war to peace, from hardship to hope, the 1917 one dime remains a shining reminder of resilience and craftsmanship. If you have one, keep it safe, it might just be worth a small fortune. To the story of one of America's most elegant and historic silver coins, the 1928 one dime. This small coin carries a legacy of nearly a century, filled with art, value, and history that continues to amaze collectors worldwide. The 1928 one dime, often called the Mercury dime, was designed by Adolph A. Weinman, one of America's finest sculptors. On the front, we see Lady Liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought and the spirit of progress. On the back, a fasces wrapped in olive branches tells the tale of strength and peace united, a symbol that defined America's hope in the late 1920s. When this coin was minted, the world was changing fast. The Roaring Twenties were filled with energy, invention, and ambition. Every dime that passed from one hand to another carried the silent message of America's growth. The 1928 dime was minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, and each version holds a different level of rarity today. The Philadelphia Mint, without a mint mark, produced millions of these dimes, making them the most common. The Denver Mint, D, and San Francisco Mint, S, struck fewer pieces, making them more valuable to collectors. Especially the 1928's Mercury Dime, which remains one of the most sought-after examples in high-grade condition. Each 1928 dime was struck in 90% silver, which gives it an intrinsic metal value that has only grown over time. Even a worn dime can hold a few dollars in silver, but when preserved well, with its sharp details and full bands visible on the reverse, the value can rise into the hundreds or even thousands. Collectors look for that perfect shine, the untouched edges, and that deep historical connection that comes only from coins that have survived nearly a century. Imagine this coin in someone's pocket in 1928. Perhaps it bought a morning newspaper, a cup of coffee, or a bus ticket in a city alive with jazz and ambition. That very coin may have witnessed the laughter of children, the struggle of workers, or the hope of families building a better life. Every scratch, every mark on that silver surface tells a story. Today, holding a 1928 one dime is like holding a small time machine, a link to the dreams and challenges of early 20th century America. It represents a moment in history when design met meaning and art met value. These coins are reminders that even the smallest object can carry immense stories of liberty, strength, and endurance. American coins, or a small piece of silver, can tell a story older than a century. Today, we travel back in time, to the year 1918, in the midst of the First World War, when America was reshaping its identity, its economy, and even its money. The coin we're exploring, the 1918 one dime, might look small, but it carries within it a story of courage, craftsmanship, and hidden fortune. Story begins, the birth of the Mercury Dime. The 1918 dime is part of the legendary Mercury Dime series, officially known as the Winged Liberty Head Dime, designed by the great Adolph A. Weinman. It was minted between 1916 and 1945, and this particular 1918 version stands out for its history, rarity, and silver composition. Made of 90% silver and 10% copper, the 1918 dime weighs 2.5 grams, with a diameter of 17.9 millimeters. On the obverse, we see the beautiful Liberty wearing a winged cap that symbolizes freedom of thought. Many mistake her for the Roman god Mercury, hence the nickname Mercury Dime. On the reverse, we find the fasces and olive branch, representing strength and peace, a deep message during the time of war. Historical context: America in 1918. In 1918, America was a country in motion. The First World War was reaching its final stages. Factories were busy, soldiers were returning home, and people were holding on to every symbol of national pride, including their money. The Mercury Dime became a silent witness to those times, passing through the hands of soldiers, workers, and mothers praying for their sons' return. Every 1918 dime is not just a coin, it's a piece of American soul from a century ago. Mints and rarity details. The 1918 dime was minted in 3 locations. Philadelphia, no mint mark. Denver, D mint mark. San Francisco, S mint mark. Among these, the 1918 D Mercury Dime is the most desired by collectors, especially in high-grade condition. Some rare errors, like 1918 7D overdate, can fetch astonishing prices, reaching thousands of dollars in auctions. Value and worth, collector's treasure. The value of a 1918 dime depends on its mint mark, condition, and rarity. A circulated piece might be worth $3 to $10, while a higher grade one, in mint state, MS65 or above, can easily reach $200 to $500. But the real gems are those rare varieties like the 1918 7D, which have been sold for more than $10,000 in top conditions. Imagine a coin worth 10 cents back then can now buy a luxury watch or even a small car today. Symbolism and artistic brilliance. Adolph Weinman's design wasn't just about beauty, it was about message and meaning. The wings on Liberty's cap were meant to represent freedom of thought, an ideal that America was proud of during the war. The fasces stood for unity and strength, while the olive branch showed peace and hope. Together, they created one of the most poetic designs ever seen on U.S. coinage. Collector's passion, why people love it. Collectors around the world love the 1918 Mercury dime not just for its silver, but for its soul. It's one of those coins that connects emotion, history, and art all in one. People often say that holding this coin feels like holding a piece of living history. The touch of 1918 still whispers through its worn edges. Modern legacy and silver demand. Even today, silver prices continue to rise, and coins like the 1918 dime have become valuable investments. It's not just a collector's delight but a symbol of stability and survival. More than 100 years later, the coin still gleams with stories untold of wars fought, peace won, and dreams chased. Closing, emotional ending. So next time you come across a small silver dime from 1918, don't just see it as an old piece of metal. See it as a silent survivor of a world that changed forever. This is more than currency, it's a time capsule, a whisper from history reminding us of where we've come from. Thank you for watching, and if you love stories of rare coins, subscribe to our channel Old Coins PK for more deep dives into the treasures of time. Because every coin has a story waiting to be told.